When I was in college, my senior year, I was doing my student teaching at senior junior high in Central Point, Oregon. And that's just about the time Bill Bowerman, in fact, had been a coach at Medford, in Medford High School. It's actually kind of a neighbor to pretty close to where we lived. He went on to go to the University of Oregon to be a coach Prefontaine and a lot of those great athletes and those runners. And then Phil Knight, who owns Nike, they were buddies, and they started Nike. And so they just started coming out with the shoes, and then jogging was just starting. And so at that time, I asked the PE instructor if I could run a course in jogging for the class, and for the PE class I was teaching. And so and they'd never done that before. So we started it out, and what I did, there's 35 kids in class, we kept charts, and we just filled in. Some kids, they just walk. Other kids are wanted to win all the time. Everybody had different goals. But we kept coloring in the places see how far the kids got. After we got into 3 or 4 weeks, now more kids were running because they wanted to move their chart up. And we had them going, we were marking it, they're going to Ashland, they're going to Klamath Falls, and that type of thing. But it was really a neat course because the kids were getting a good workout. Some of the non-athlete types that didn't like to do those things all of a sudden got motivated. It got to be fun. But I'll never forget that because I thought it really showed, I think it was a very good PE class because now we don't have many PE classes. I think it's really changed the way a lot of people look at physical education or staying in shape. One thing I found too, when I'm really motivated and I'm getting myself feeling in real good physical shape and stuff, one thing saying about that, you don't have to be, one of the problems in our society is you got pictures of these models and stuff, you're not going to look like that. That's not natural. And a lot of those people aren't very healthy. But find a weight, maybe your ideal weight, maybe the weight you'd like to be is 160 or something. Well, at 180 or 190, you can still be very healthy. And the key thing is feeling good about yourself. That I feel, my vital signs are good. I can go out and walk 3 or 4 miles and do these things. That's the key thing. And if you want to lose weight, you of course can do that too. But don't go crazy about having to, like The Biggest Loser, some of them lose 160 pounds and stuff. And then you also hear about a lot of these diets where people do them, and then all of a sudden, there's a guy that works up at our campus that was on one of these weight things that there's radio announcements or radio advertisements on, and he got back and he's heavier now than he started. Just and it went real quick back to the way he was. And so just get a good workout routine and it'll work for you. I think another key thing is going to bed early. One of the problems a lot of us have is you stay up and watch TV. And so what happens, the commercials come on and say about getting, something to eat or something. You get hungry, go and you have some snacks and stuff. Stay up till 11 o'clock, but from 8:30 or 9 o'clock on, you go to bed at 9 o'clock, for example, 9:15, 9:30 or something. Then people, the other excuse they have is in the morning, or they said, I have no time to work out. Well, that's the most important thing you can do all day, probably. It's the most important thing. And so what I like to do, I get up at 6, I go work out at 6 in the morning. But go to bed earlier, get your workout done. And I found it's very difficult sometimes to put it off, and you're going to do it. I'm going to do it at 5 o'clock instead. Well, if something comes up and you don't do it. Then the next day you look back and say, God, I didn't work out yesterday, and then all of a sudden it's 2 days and 3 days in a row, and you get out of your habit. But go to bed early, so you're not snacking. Get up in the morning, do your workout, and that gets your day going. I read, when I was thinking about this lecture, I was looking at some of the things, what does exercise do? One thing, it controls weight, combats your health, including stress. It improves your mood. It boosts your energy. You sleep better. You can have more fun. Improves your intimacy. There's so many things it can do for you. And again, it's can't say enough about good exercise, feeling good. It's going to be a big difference for you. One of the things important too is non-weight bearing exercises. As you get older, your knees, I know I had a broken kneecap. 5 months ago, I just had put in a new right knee. I'm not supposed to run anymore, but I do a lot of walking now. As you get older, your knees start wearing down and stuff. But there are a lot of machines now you can walk on and feel good. You can also go in the swimming pool and do a lot of your exercise in a swimming pool. But if you're lucky enough, I get jealous when I drive down the street and see somebody jogging by. I'd love to be out there with them. I know now I can't do that, but I can ride a bike. I can do those, like I said, the machines and different things like that. The other thing, if you're doing machines, there's different levels, like the treadmill. It goes up to 15 as far as incline, and can go up as far as speed. You can go up until you're running very fast. But again, that's something else you can work with. Maybe you start out walking 3 miles an hour, or 2.5, with no incline, and then pretty soon start working on do that 15 minutes, and then work your way up. But all those machines they help you a lot, and it's hard here sometimes in Klamath Falls. One of the things that happens if you're always running outside, working out outside, pretty soon you're going to have to probably move inside. So you need to have some place to go to and not get away. Because the winter time's when we put on more weight, right? And that's the time you need to make sure you keep working out. So joining a club or whatever, there's a lot of places you can join, or and also you can work out in your own house, of course. Strength training to go along with it. There's so many nice weight rooms now and stuff you can work at, but doing some weights. And a lot of our guys have a tendency to try to do too much, the heavy weights and stuff like that. And I think for people that are middle-aged or older or whatever, just do lighter weights, a lot of repetition, and that's very good for you. But the walking and some weights, that's a great combination. The thing that's really been interesting to me, and I've been blessed, I've been able to travel all over the world, but in the last 2 summers I coached in France, and something really stood out to me, because when I come home I see a lot of very heavy people, and I go over there. I just came home from New Orleans. I was at the Final Four, and my wife and I went to New Orleans for 3 days. Coming home, there was 37 French kids on the plane. There wasn't one kid that was overweight. So what are the French doing different? Well, I remember we go over there, and I'm there for 16 days, and I go to breakfast in the morning, and we have yogurt. Well, here the yogurt size is about like this, and over there it's about half. And what I found out, I still only ate one yogurt, and I finished it, and it wasn't any different. The one yogurt in France was just as good as the other one. I didn't need 2 of them. And our problem here in the United States is our portions are way out of whack. We have, I have a kid from Serbia. His mother just came over, and she couldn't believe how big our drinks are here. 64 ounce and 44 ounce and these type of things. And over there, they have these little half-size bottles of soda, for example. But everything over there is, the portions are better. They don't have as many, they have fast food places, but not near as many as they do here. And so I think the portion control is something to really take a good look at. And I think that's one of our big problems. And then, of course, the fast food. It seems like in America, we're always in a hurry. Over in France, they'll take an hour and 15, an hour and 20 minutes, hour and a half for their meals. In fact, in school, they go to 8 o'clock in the morning to go to school. And they get done at 5 in the afternoon. They have about an hour and a half lunch. Here, our lunch is about 25 minutes, and we all learn to eat real quick. In every place, everything we do, our kids are playing sports, so we come home and give our kids something fast food. We're going to stop at McDonald's on the way home, and it's just, we're in too big a hurry, it looks like. Another thing I want to mention is something that's been real, kind of a neat situation for my players. When I grew up, if you played basketball or baseball, you weren't supposed to lift weights because it made you muscle bound. And things have changed a lot. The weight training is very, very good for everybody. But our kids now do something we call CrossFit. Anybody here that done CrossFit? A few of you? But it's a heck of a program. And so our guys, I think what it does for our guys, it makes them mentally tougher, because they have to do it at 6 in the morning, 3 days a week for 10 weeks. And they have to get there and do it right. And then what I find after 6 of those workouts, and a typical workout, one day I went down, I have the guy there, I'd like a different set of eyes to watch him rather than me watching them all the time on the basketball court when they're doing this. But I want somebody else, and there's a policeman and a couple other guys that run the fitness program here, but I want them to call me once a week and tell me who's working hard. But the thing is interesting about it, like I went down there one day, they had to do 100 pull-ups, and you know, it's hard to do 6 or 7, but they do 6 or 8 or whatever like that. Then they do it again 4 more, and then they're up to 12, and then 2 more, 14. They had to keep going until they did 100, and then they did 100 sit-ups, 100 crunches, and 100 something else, and as the workout's over. Well, that's pretty brutal, pretty hard. So we're talking about, you know, pretty elite fitness here. But the thing I found, they got mentally tougher, and also after 6 workouts, I started seeing triceps. You know, they kind of like playing shirts and skins in basketball, and they all of a sudden they felt good about themselves, and it motivated them to keep staying in shape in the summer. And I'll tell you what, if you do get to that level, that is a terrific workout. I think there's some other names for it on TV. There's some of those, anybody remember the names? It's the super workouts. Insanity or something? Insanity workout. And some of them are kind of insane, but they work. We do, at Oregon Tech, Kelly Caleb teaches a core class where they have those things, you stand on those kind of half. Bosu balls, yeah. And so, I knew it was something like that. But it's really good for your core, because it really strengthens your core, and we have a lot of kids do that, and it helps a lot of our athletes that don't have, you know, maybe good balance and that type of thing. But it's another great workout, and it's kind of fun. We have a lot of people who are doing those things now, and they have fun doing it. Yoga is another great thing. There's so many things now on TV and things you can look at. Find something you enjoy, and it's kind of like work. If you can, all your life, like I'm very fortunate that I get to, I love coaching, and I get paid for something I love to do. Well, in exercise, I pick something I enjoy doing. And so pick something you enjoy doing and go at it, and it makes it a lot more fun.